Welcome everybody to my next build, which is a child's underbed stored model railway, 5 foot by 3 foot. I'm using any rail to design the track so I know it will fit, and it gives me a list of parts so I know I can buy the right track to put onto the board. So I'm using my usual 9mm hardwood ply with a frame underneath to stop it warping, and this time I'm putting in Plasterzote underlay which reduces noise, and you need to use like Copydex with that. So I'll try the usual Cork underlay with some Copydex to stop, which is supposed to minimise some of the noise and vibration. And I want to create a little crash scene in the corner of the layout with some flashing police lights and whatever, so that course is going to get written off. The kid loves wind turbines, but I've only got 22cm, so that's not realistic, but I will put that track in so there's lots of road in there for him. And so I'm going to put lots of garage items like this car ramp in a garage, some spare tyres and other things that he will enjoy in the garages and bus depot. Of course, a modern street scene's got to have a McDonald's, so I'm going to put a McDonald's restaurant which will have views of tables inside and of course lit. I've ordered various types of fencing, some still to come, some security fencing, and you'll have 2 handles for him to pull out and low profile wheels underneath it so it comes just straight out from under his bed. In terms of scenic items, I just want to put a few bits around to make it look a bit more like a realistic scene. So I'm going to have a couple of skips, hay bales, grass, cows, etc. And in the little chapel I want to put a service going on, so there's some pews there. These are buildings I've collected, some new but most second hand put in there, so I want a variety for them. It's got to have lots of car kind of bus themes in it because that's what they enjoy playing. I've got my box of track from Hatton's and exactly what I needed, and I'm using some 12-volt distribution boards underneath to try and organise the lighting a bit better. I want a realistic crossing, so that's got sounds as well as lights on UK system and flashing red buffer stops. These are going to be pretty bright light street lights to go around the roads to make it look realistic, and I'm going to do my own police lights and white lights in the buildings. I wasn't originally going to motorise the points, but I am now, so I'm using that switch set, and I'm going to have some UK style traffic lights with the correct sequence. And I started buying a few power adapters and things that you might use to go under the board. And of course, the chapel's got to have a few gravestones. I want to put as much flashing lights and lights in as I can, so it's going to have illuminated signs on islands. And it's all going to be controlled from this 8-way switch. For atmosphere, I'm going to put in some sounds beneath the board or inside some of the buildings, which should add to it for him. You can switch them off. And just 2 signal lights on the sides, probably go into the sidings. So I'll start to put the board together. And I've got the frame underneath and fitted, and this is the first layer with Copydex on it before I put it onto the mat. It recommends that you leave it 15 to 20 minutes before you stick them together, and that went together quite well, so that's showing the plan and me actually sticking to it. And then I test fit some other buildings just to see what they would look like, and that showed up a few issues. Firstly, I didn't like those engine sheds being the way they were positioned, so one of them's got to move. The little box, signal box there isn't really enough room for it. And probably worse, I couldn't fit one of the surface mount point motors in there, so I've got to rearrange things. So I tried another design, but the problem with it was that the car transporter wouldn't fit straight onto the ramp enough. So this was the final design. I ended up taking out something and putting in a Y point instead. Wired it up for a test fit, and the good news is that at least it worked all right first time. There's no problems with the points or with me fitting the track incorrectly. I thought I'd just give it a quick round. And actually showing 2 of my new locomotives which haven't been featured in the film yet. There's time for that. I got a bit obsessed with grey locomotives, and I'm going to show lots of post-World War II military trains. So this is the point motors, the fitted surface mounted motors. The one at the bottom I should have put the other way around because coaches just touch it, and that's where I fitted the power to the tracks. And that's showing my AnyRail version 6 final map. I'm using Copydex, and I've got my own particular way that I do the ballast in now after trying it various ways. I'm just happy doing this. It takes longer, but I'm happy with it. I mixed the Copydex a bit too thick for the first time round, so it took a while to dry, but it did dry nice and clear. And I'm just about to spray on some grime onto the tracks. The paste Scenic fitted white bulbs in every one of the buildings, so everything's going to light up so it looks nice at night. And then I put sleeper grime everywhere. I put it on quite heavy because that's just the style I wanted. And I'm using plaster in the middle so the roads stick a bit better to the plaster surface. And this is roughly placing the roads how it's going to look and the buildings when it's finished. So I'm progressing it at last. Nothing's wired in yet. And I'm about to start the scenery, so I want to get some green underlay, then I'm going to put grey in the middle, and then I'll start adding in the next video the electrics, the buildings and the grass. Thanks for watching.